Hey guys, it's Destiny, and we just got revealed the 1.3 live stream. So today we'll be discussing the banners and just doing a banner review on the characters and their value. And I'll also discuss some exciting changes and just things that are coming to Honkai Star Rail version 1.3. And without further ado, let's get straight into it. To begin, I wanted to go over Imbibitor Lunae's banner. His banner features Yukong, Asta, and March 7th, which are all free-to-play options. For those looking to get Eidolons on any of these characters, this banner has immense value, as the Eidolons on these characters can be quite useful. Let's begin with Yukong, who is a Harmony imaginary character. Getting copies of Yukong can be pretty beneficial, as E1 allows you to increase the speed of all allies by 10% for 2 turns, which can be nice for possibly getting enough additional speed so you may possibly be able to go twice within turn cycles, which can definitely be useful if your speed isn't high enough within that 2-turn frame. As for E2, it allows Yukong to regenerate energy from allies whose current energy is equal to the limit. This allows Yukong to get 5 energy per ally, which is pretty good overall, as this can allow her to use her ultimate more often, which can definitely have promising damaging potential and can also be useful for increasing the crit rate and crit damage for your team. As for E4, this allows Yukong to deal more damage herself when Roaring Bowstrings is active by 30%. This is pretty nice overall, and lastly, E6 allows her to get a stack of Roaring Bowstrings when she uses her ultimate, which can allow for better bowstrings uptime, as the only other way to get bowstrings is using her skill. So E6 allows her now to get bowstrings from her skill and also her ultimate, and this can also allow her to take advantage of her ultimate's damage potential, since she could take advantage of the crit rate and crit damage herself for once again that really good damage potential. I've done a Yukong showcase before, and she definitely can do pretty good damage with her ultimate, to say the least. Of course, getting E3 and E5 is also really good, because then you'll be able to increase the skill and ultimate levels, which is really good due to the fact that this will allow crit rate and crit damage that you receive from her ultimate and skill to further go up, which is definitely good for her herself and also your teammates. Overall, I'd say getting copies of Yukong can be pretty useful, and she also has a really nice trace that can increase all imaginary allies' damage by 12%, which allows Yukong to increase Imbibitor Lunae's attack, crit rate, crit damage, and also imaginary damage. And with proper skill point management and ultimate uptimes between Yukong and Lunae, then this could be very powerful as a pair to use. As for March 7th, getting copies of her increases her utility for her own energy restoration to use her ultimate more often, counter attack damage, and even shields being able to slightly heal your teammates. Lastly, for Asta, getting copies of her can be pretty good as well, since it'll allow her to have her stacks for her attack increases for your team more consistent overall, which can be amazing for consistent attack increases from Asta, as well as Asta, of course, being able to increase the speed of the team. Overall, the first banner of 1.3 is definitely a 7 or a 7.5 in my opinion. However, the worth is definitely lower on this banner if you guys aren't interested in getting any copies of the 4 stars on this banner. Of course, if you're interested in Imbibitor Lunae, then that would be reason enough to apply on the banner, of course, to get the 5-star. But if you aren't sure about him and you're also not really a fan of the 4 stars, this banner may be looking like a skip for you. But let me know how you guys feel about Imbibitor Lunae's banner. And before we carry on to Fu Xuan's banner, if you're enjoying the video, consider subscribing, and now let's carry on. Fu Xuan has an incredibly powerful and valuable banner, as she has Pela and also our brand new character Lynx on her banner. Lynx is a quantum abundance character who is the little sister of Serval and Japard, who some of you also know as Jeppy. She loves exploring outside of the town, so she wears winter clothing, which I think is super cute. Lynx is a character who is able to provide healing with her skill, increase an ally's maximum HP, and provide taunt, which is increased likelihood of being attacked to preservation or destruction class characters. This can be amazing for a character like Blade, as he'll be able to do follow-up attacks more often due to the increased taunt on him as a result. Her ultimate grants team-wide healing and also team-wide cleansing, which is the removal of a debuff on an ally. This is incredible for utility purposes. As for her talent, it allows for continuous healing for allies affected by her ultimate or skill for a set amount of turns. Lastly, her technique allows for continuous healing immediately at the start of battle. Overall, Lynx has incredible pull value as she can be an asset to a vast majority of team comps and is definitely worth considering picking up. As for Pela, getting copies of her or even a single copy of her if you do not have her can be amazing for reducing enemy defenses and being able to remove a buff from an enemy. As for copies of Pela, it allows her to generate energy when an enemy is defeated, it increases her speed when using her skill, and she's also able to reduce enemy ice resistance and also increase her damage potential to debuffed enemies. Lastly, Hook is on the banner and she could be a good fire DPS option who can burn enemies and take advantage of them being burned. But keep in mind in 1.4 we will get Topaz and Numpy, so if you intend to pull for her, I'd likely save resources to build Topaz instead. Overall, Fu Xuan's banner is easily a 8 or 9 out of 10 due to Lynx's utility, and also Pela's defense reducing capabilities, which can be an amazing option for those who do not have Silver Wolf to reduce enemy defenses. That'll be all for our banner review, and let me know what you guys think of the banners and which characters you intend to pull for or highly want from these two banners, and of course which 5-star you're interested in. I wanted to make a quick mention of the new changes we will also be getting to 1.3 and just things we'll be getting overall, which includes a more main story, 4 new companion quests, a free Fu Xuan, and the new events coming in 1.3, which is awesome for those who don't have her or want to obtain more copies of her, as her eidolons are quite useful and pretty good for her. We will also get new simulated universe gameplay and updates to the mode we get to play, more events for double drops, which includes of course like the relics, the planar sets, and so on. A new Trailblazer power update, which allows for the cap to go from 180 to 240 and allows for reserved power to be stored if it goes over the cap. And lastly, we will also get 10 free tickets, which is awesome for being able to pull for Imbibitor Lunae, Fu Xuan, or even our 1.4 characters if you plan to skip both banners and save. I think the 1.3 update looks amazing, and I definitely think the quality of life changes are really nice with the Trailblazer power. We'd love to know what you guys think and what you guys enjoyed the most from the 1.3 live stream. Personally, I'm most excited for Fu Xuan as I love her design, and Lynx is also really cute. And I also want to play the new modes that'll be coming to Simulated Universe. I will be releasing videos soon on a Fu Xuan analysis as well as Imbibitor Lunae and possibly what teams you can maybe make of them or think to make of them, so stay tuned for that. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, consider subscribing, leaving a like to support the video, and lastly, I hope you all have a nice one. Peace.